Thanks everybody for joining us here on the first episode of the PlotPod. Today I'm just going to be talking to one of the co-founders of PlotTech, Lee. We're going to be walking through some of his background and getting to know Lee a little bit more and everything about how he came to start with the original idea and how we've got to where PlotTech is today. So yeah, Lee, we'll just get an initial sort of view of your background and I guess how you started out, your life in the construction industry. You're able to give us a bit of an overview.
So my dad was a general builder in the small little town of Bridgewater where I live. So I started working at the age of 7 really in my weekends, and so really got the bug for building, and then decided to become a bricklayer. So I did my apprenticeship in bricklaying with quite a small house builder in Bridgewater. They built around the southwest. And really liked that. Qualified as a bricklayer. But really, when I was on sites, I used to see the site manager. They were usually older guys, but they had loads of respect. Everyone respected him. Sometimes they called him sir. He had a company car, and sometimes when I was out in the cold trying to lay bricks, he was nice and warm inside the office. But I thought to myself, do you know what? I'd love to do that job, have that respect and being responsible for the whole build. So you can look back one day and say to your kids, grandkids, look what I manage, look what I build. So I set out to become a site manager, did a night course and wrote a good few letters to a lot of house builders and had a couple of little interviews. And that was 25 years ago. I was 23 then. And I got an apprenticeship with George Wimpey, who are Taylor Wimpey now. So that's how I started out in my career. Then into site management, won NHBC awards, managed a lot of different sites, a lot of different builds from high rise, detached,
You've definitely seen it all, I guess. And we sort of talk a lot at PlotTech of your experience in site management, obviously being a key part of shaping a lot of the changes and how we make the app work going forwards and inform some of the workflows, etc. And I think that's one of the things that, certainly the feedback that we get from our community of users is obviously how relatable, I guess, the product is to their work on site. So the idea and the original idea of PlotSnag, I guess that came from some of the challenges that you found through your experience and the problems that you faced whilst trying to conduct your job properly.
Yeah, so totally. So, as a site manager, you're always snagging plots and making sure they're the best they can be. And that's really time consuming. The old fashioned way was a pen and a notepad, going room by room, writing the snags and then printing out multiple copies, highlight them. So that was the days before apps. And there's been a few apps out there and I've used one, the most popular sort of one download app there was, but it was really clunky. You had to delete X, you snag by rooms on a final snag and that didn't have any rooms on it. So it was from the frustration really that my day-to-day job, I wanted something that would make it quicker and easier to people to read and not my scribbly writing. And I thought to myself, cool, if I could create an app, then it went straight to the trade straight away. So I didn't even have to photocopy it or email it myself. So that's where all the idea came from. And this was the idea that I thought there's got to be a house building app out there specializing for house building, not just construction, which I struggled to find. Hence why I had the idea.